This motherfucker right here.
As a mother, if I had walked in my living room or one of my children's bedrooms and seen this child predator and this monster targeting my children, I would become unglued. And that is how most parents feel all over this country.
That is Queen Karen and one of the white Powerpuff Girls, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Marge is the chairwoman of the Doge subcommittee, and today they're going after PBS and NPR. The claim here is that NPR and PBS are somehow poisoning our children with its liberal bullshit. Anybody that grew up on Sesame Street and Mr. Rogers and Fraggle Rock knows there is nothing better for kids than PBS. You remember Fraggle Rock? That was fucking amazing, wasn't it? That, was my childhood. But apparently they're trying to take all public funding away from PBS and NPR. Before we get to anything else, let's address that clip right there. Apparently PBS has a show called Let's Learn, and one of the episodes featured a drag queen. Did this drag queen do something wrong? No. This drag queen was just a drag queen.
As a mother, if I had walked in my living room or one of my children's bedrooms and seen this child predator and this monster.
That drag queen is not a child predator, and that drag queen is not a monster. Do you want to know who is a child predator and who is a monster? This guy. And this guy. And yet, those seem to be your best buddies, Marge.
Targeting my children.
No children were targeted, Marge. No children were targeted.
I would become unglued.
What do you mean would become? You already are unglued and unhinged.
And that is how most parents feel all over this country.
No, Marge. Most parents are not afraid of a drag queen. My biggest problem here is that we're lumping all members of the LGBTQ community into this bucket of hate. Without any reason whatsoever, Marge has referred to this single drag queen as a child predator, a monster, and a groomer, none of which is true. This type of rhetoric is what's dangerous because we keep feeding it to the public and then wonder why they stand against the LGBTQ community. It's because of bullshit like this, where a congresswoman is allowed to openly make these remarks and nobody calls her out on her bullshit. Well, I'm going to. Marjorie Taylor Greene, you are a bigot, you are a bully, and you really should have watched more Mr. Rogers growing up.